It's funny because I didn't think I'd be like an emotional person, but it does get quite emotional, like when something doesn't go right and you feel like you worked really hard on it, you're just like so gutted and you're just like, oh. But I think at the moment there's a good mixture, so I know that, and I try and remember, like, I've had a really bad day, I'll go to sleep, and tomorrow like I can start fresh and something different will happen. And because it's up to me, I can make things be better. So if something hasn't worked, it does, like, there's other options. It's not always just like, okay, well then I can't do anything ever. And I guess speaking to other people as well, just getting your mind off things helps.
So my first step is always to realise it's completely normal. It'd be bizarre if you just floated through life. Stress, anxiety, natural things, you're going to feel them. And so that's my first step. Second step is just discussing them with people, having your outlet. So just like we've spoken, whether it's sport, singing, cooking, drawing, knowing that they're your things. Give yourself the time to do them. And then just talking about it to people. So that would be my advice, really. Just, it's normal. Do things you know that work for you, whether it's sport or other creative outlets, and just talking to people so you don't bottle it up, because something can feel so big in your mind. Once you've spoken it, a lot of the time you realise quite a small thing, but while it's in there, it feels a lot bigger.
So a piece of advice that I was given that sort of stayed with me is that you should only worry about the controllables. All the things that are out of your control, there's no point in worrying about, because what you find is that you're just wasting energy and wasting time. So when it comes to like being stressed, I'm only ever going to be stressed about something that I can actually control, and thereby, like, it just requires logical thinking.
There's a quote that I like. Michael Jordan didn't give me this advice personally, but there's a Michael Jordan poster. But it's all about kind of getting up from those failures. You know, he's one of the greatest, possibly the greatest basketball players that there's ever been. So it's not dwelling on your failures and realizing that failures don't define you, and you can learn a lot from them. Everybody fails, so just kind of pick yourself back up, and you can be a success, even if you've missed these shots and that sort of thing. So
I think for me, obviously, it's taking a step back and realizing, again, what's the worst that could happen, you know. So something's gone wrong, you know, I'm alive, I'm healthy, happy. There's just no point in fretting and catastrophizing about things that either haven't happened or they may have happened, but there will be a solution. For me, it's about switching off, taking that time to unwind.
First of all, by never, ever, ever, ever taking yourself too seriously. Okay. At the end of the day, it is only work. What is the worst case scenario? You get fired. Maybe, so what? At the end of the day, so what? You're not dead, you haven't lost a war, you've lost your job and you can find another. So, you know, put it in perspective, think about the worst case scenario, convince yourself the worst case scenario isn't that bad, and then stress will sort of not completely go away, but it will diminish. The second thing I would say is never ever lose your sense of humour. Humour is just the best release of anything. I love laughing, I love people who make me laugh, I love making people laugh, and humour just makes your stress, I think, somehow just, if not completely vanish, certainly dissipate. Churchill famously said, never give up. He did a speech where he came on stage and he said, never give up 3 times, then walked off the stage. That's all he said, to rapturous applause. My variation would be, never grow up. Because because I don't feel very grown up. And what is a grown up? When do you go from being not grown up to being grown up? Where does this moment happen? So I never grow up. Never grow up, laugh, don't take yourself too seriously, decide that the worst case scenario ain't too bad. What stress are you going to have?
Yeah, this is true.
And being grateful is something, now this is going to sound quite general, but being grateful is something that applies to everybody. Reminding yourself of the things that you're grateful for in general in life, and the fact that, you know, there's a lot of things out there for you to just explore, and just kind of thinking about, you have control actually. If you feel that you're doing something that is not right, you can decide whether you need to stop, you need to change, like, you have control.